What's up guys, Casual Avenger back with another video, and today I want to talk about the 10 features that we should get in Marvel's Avengers at some point in 2022. Some of these have been confirmed to be in development, and others are features the community has been asking for since launch, but I think all of these are a must for the game, and I'll give my reasons for each feature as we go down the list, so let's just jump into it. Starting with number 10, new challenge cards. So far we have gotten a challenge card for every hero introduced in the game, and each card has different rewards, with the best being new skins and credits that allow you to buy things from the game's marketplace. But once you complete all the challenge cards, that's it. And I think that definitely should change at some point in the future, because grinding daily and weekly challenges to unlock different things on the challenge cards is a big motivation to play the game daily, and they've already set the standard of having to pay to unlock new heroes challenge cards, which is fine because you get the credits you spend back plus an extra 300 credits just by completing the challenge card. This also gives them a chance to introduce new things like takedowns or gear on future challenge cards for heroes, and they could even make it a season pass, so when a new hero drops, a new season pass drops as well that includes challenge cards for each prior hero on the roster. I'm just spitballing, but honestly I think not having more challenge cards by now has been a wasted opportunity, and I hope the studio looks to capitalize on this in the future. But moving on to number 9, adding an emote wheel. So this is something a lot of players have been asking for, and for a game that allows you to have multiple emotes, it only would make sense to give players the ability to access multiple emotes at any given time, but we have yet to see this feature brought to the game. And yes, it is low priority compared to other features on the list, but it arguably should have been in the game since launch, and I know there have been videos talking about one of the devs saying it's not a feature because players will use emotes to grief each other, and I was in on the voice chat during that conversation, and he wasn't speaking in an official capacity. He was merely saying that those were the kinds of things they have to take into account when looking to add something like that from a how would this affect gameplay perspective. So I do believe we will see an emote wheel feature come to the game at some point. It's simply a matter of when. Moving on to number 8, leaderboards. This is something I think would mostly benefit the top 1% of hardcore players in the game, but I think it would be a great feature nonetheless because everybody loves having bragging rights. So imagine you and your friends just finished the OLT or the raid, and then a mission report screen pops up showing off everyone's stats from the mission, and your name's at the top because you did the most damage, and it's not even close. And from there, you check how you compare to other players who have played that mission, and you're in the top 10, or even better, you're number 1. And even if you're not, now you have something to work towards, and I think this will be something that just makes playing the game a little more fun. For number 7, I think giving players the option to run missions solo has been long overdue. And this also goes back to daily challenges on the challenge cards or daily faction challenges. So many times I'm struggling to beat a certain amount of enemies because I have 4 AI teammates running around that I can't tell to stand down, or better yet, not bring with me on the mission to begin with. I think giving players the option to control how many teammates they bring into missions just makes sense, and it's completely doable. They just have to implement it. I would love to run missions with just Cap and Bucky, or Spider-Man and Iron Man, or maybe just 2 AI teammates instead of 3. Most of the in-game missions can be beaten solo anyway, and again it just makes sense, but this also leads me to number 6. Allow players to command AI teammates. I know they added the feature that lets you tell the AI to break down a door or hack a console, but how helpful would it be if you can command them to use their ultimates when you need it, or use their support when you need it, instead of them randomly wasting them at odd points in the mission? I think they could take a lot of inspiration from how Guardians of the Galaxy handled controlling the AI, and of course it wouldn't be as in-depth because they have 2 completely different fighting systems, but something like holding down the right direction button to select a teammate, and from there choosing to have them use their support, assault, or ultimate should be doable. Again, I'm just spitballing ideas, but I think they would be able to make something like this feasible. At number 5, I have traversal improvement. Players have been begging for this for so long, it feels like we're yelling into the void at this point, and it's more frustrating because we know they can do it. With Iron Man's solo mission and the campaign, and Spider-Man's web swinging being the most glaring examples. Players want to go faster and farther, and it doesn't have to be anything extreme or ridiculous, just a bit more. So Iron Man's normal flying speed should be at the speed we see him going in his solo mission. It doesn't break the game, and it just feels better. Giving heroes like Black Panther and the Hulk an intrinsic run like Cap, or just increasing all of their base speeds would be great, and allowing the Hulk to just jump further and higher because he struggles to reach platforms and boxes because he's so limited. So it's time to stop making excuses and just make traversal better in the game. For number 4, adding a kick player option. There's plenty of reasons this feature should have already been included in a game like this, but with content like the OLT and the raid, it's a must because it makes no sense for a team of 3 people to have to back out to the main menu, load back up, and re-invite everyone just to get away from a guy who's looking to get his low-level Spider-Man carry. Give us the option to boot him and keep it moving. At number 3 is Loadouts. This has been teasing us for so long, and it's frustrating to hear the devs say that they have nothing new to announce on Loadouts every time you ask about them. Different loadouts are a must at this point, and players are just waiting for the chance to get their different builds set up, because having to go through and swap gear during the mission can be tricky, especially during the fight with the Super Adaptoid. So being able to just swap to a specified loadout mid-mission would be ideal, and hopefully this is currently in the works for early release in 2022. At number 2, I have cross saves. It's bad enough that players missed out on one of the best heroes in the game because they don't have a PlayStation, but some players actually got one so that they wouldn't miss out, only to find that none of their data from the other platform can be brought over, and that is insane. So I hope to see a cross save feature announced next year, because that should have been a thing the moment they announced the console exclusive hero. And before I announce number 1, any features you were hoping to see listed but didn't make the list may appear on a future video I'm currently working on, but feel free to list off any you want to see down in the comments. But coming in at number 1 is of course Join in Progress. We know they're currently working on this, we just don't have any idea when it could come, and after they drop the raid, it's a must for the game, so they can't afford to treat it like this is cloning labs, where we knew it was being worked on and now it's like a myth or something. Join in Progress opens the door for Patrol mode, which is another mode players are looking forward to in the game, and hopefully we see it introduced on the next roadmap early next year. But that'll do it for the list of features I think should definitely be added to the game next year. Let me know down below if you agree or if you have a list of your own. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because I make new Marvel's Avengers content every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.